Howdy everybody, welcome back to Empennage Fairings video number 4. And I just noticed on my image there I do not have the bottom rudder fairing marked in green on that image. But the bottom rudder fairing has that light that is attached to the back there, and you have to add the Molex connector to the wires so you can basically plug it in and unplug it. If you ever have to do maintenance or anything on it, it makes it a little bit easier. So the first thing you do, you find out where you're gonna stick it inside there, and then you break out the little itty bitty pieces, and you'll see me. I grabbed my my little binocular things there because those wires are small. I do use 3 tools in doing this. The first one were those wire cutters. They're just flat-edged, really nice wire cutters. The next one is this Ideal Strip Master. It strips the wires like perfectly. It's awesome, well worth the money. But you can get them cheaper on eBay. That's where I got mine. I think I spent $110, something like that on it. And then the last one is the Molex crimper. I got an older model of that particular one. I got on eBay as well, and I think I paid $80 for it. So you can get some pretty high quality tools for relatively inexpensive compared to their full retail value. But I highly recommend the correct tool for the job. I do have like the cheap $14 crimpers that are perfectly fine for, doing something on your car or something in your house. They are not acceptable for crimping the wires in your plane. That's just my opinion, but disagree with me if you'd like, but I want it to be done right and done well, and so I recommend purchasing the correct tool for the job.
Okay, I am out in the garage messing with stuff just after work. I did attach the bottom rudder fairing just temporarily because you have to have it attached to hook the wires and make sure they're the right length and stuff. So it's not attached permanently, but the screws are in. So you can see screws are in. It's attached. It's attached. It's gonna come apart at some point, but it's attached for now. And then what I was working on is positioning these, what are these called? Jam nuts and rod end bearings. So these are the rod end bearings and these are the jam nuts, and they go in the rudders and the elevators. And I just wanted to let you guys know that this doesn't go on very easy, but it does go on. It is the right thing. The longer one, the 3616M, went right on without any problems. It turns 0 problems. But these smaller ones, for some reason, it seems like the end is a little bit just kind of messed up. So you just got to kind of get them started. They're not horribly bad, but once you get them past that thing, then you can turn them. So just a quick little tip there. It's kind of what I ran into. I don't know if it's right. They seem to be perfectly fine. Something must just be on the ends of the 3414 ones, and it took them vans forever to send these things to me. So maybe a different manufacturer, I'm not sure. But once you get them started, then they work pretty flawlessly. So you just got to get them started. So that's what I'm working on, is putting those in. Okay, I got the what are those things called? The jam nuts and the rod end bearings installed. So there they are, right there. They are the correct distance, and how I did that was I just had a spare piece of aluminum that I marked the 3 distances on, and then I said, oh, that one is lined up with that guy, and then oh, that one's the next one lined up. So I had something to kind of push against here. That's why I did that. So fun stuff. Little jobs. I'm just kind of waiting for Vans to come out with their what do we do about the wonderful cracked dimpled things that none of mine are cracked for. So just waiting for instructions there. I did order my wing kit though, so that is nice. And it's not going to be here till, they said, May or June of next year, and it is currently September, so 9 months away. But that's okay. It gives me some time to save up money. I probably will even order the fuselage kit before I actually get the wing kit. So we'll see what happens. Talk to you later. Bye.
Okay, so this, I kind of transitioned from the rudder to the elevator here and doing the elevator fairings. But I did want to say, my little measuring device that you just saw, I redid that when I redid the laser cut parts replacement stuff, and you will see the updated solution I came up with, which in my opinion is much better. So look forward to that. And then this is the what is that? That is the right elevator fairing that I'm attaching there. And you do have to, the elevator fairings are, they work, but because they're fiberglass, they're not exactly made to fit in the area where the metal is, because the metal doesn't move, right? And so you have to kind of finagle them a little bit. You also have to cut them down, so there's only a 1/2 inch showing on the edge there, because the the rib that's on the edge there, it only leaves you a 1/2 inch, and that's probably generous. It's probably a little bit less than a 1/2 inch of space to fit. And you'll see me kind of cut it down, try to get it fit in there, cut it down a little bit more, try to get it to fit in there nice and, you know, flush where it's supposed to be. And just so you know, with the laser cut parts, I redid, or I'm currently redoing the elevators, and they don't fit exactly the same. I mean, they're really close, but thankfully you only drill in number 40 holes into there, and then you upsize them to the number 30 size. And so that's probably a really good thing, because some of the holes, they're not perfectly lined up. So I'll deal with that, and you'll see that in the laser cut parts video when I do it. But it was off a little bit, just FYI. But this is just me trying to get it to fit in correctly, sanding it down, using my sander a little bit, just, you know, taking off as little as humanly possible to get it to fit in there correctly, without taking too much off that it's, you know, not going to hold. So, but it fits pretty easy. It is fiberglass, and so it's not perfect. You do have to sand and kind of fill in and stuff, and so you'll see videos after videos after videos of me doing that at some point here in the future. I do have, like, I finished the top rudder thing, and you'll see me do that here in the next couple of weeks. I think a video will come out showing how I did that. But fiberglass is a lot easier than I expected it to be, so that was kind of nice. It wasn't as hard as I was thinking it was going to be.
Okay, there we go. So, doing the fairings for the elevators, I noticed that, well, the fiberglass people, I'm sure, have a method and a process, but it's not exactly put together in alignment. And so I cut off a bunch, like the 1/2 inch that you're supposed to get it in here. This first side is done. I'll show you that here in a minute. But then what I wanted to show you, so if you notice right here on this back edge, you're supposed to line that guy up, and I don't know if you could see, but that guy is lined up perfectly. And it fits in that groove pretty good all the way up. But then if you look at the front, I worked on that front a lot to try to make it so, and it fits in the corners perfectly fine. But there's a bow, and this guy is kind of round a little bit, and this guy is flat. And so my guess is what I'm gonna have to do is tape this off and kind of bring this guy up in the middle a little bit, just to kind of make it match that. See if you can see it a little bit better from this angle, maybe. I mean, it's close, but I'm anal. You can kind of see on the corner there, it's the same, and then it gets bigger in the middle, and that's because this guy is flat and that guy is curved. So, and then I had to do a whole bunch of sanding along the edge here. So, like a whole bunch of sanding. So, there you go.
So one last thing I want to show you here on the elevator fairing is I had to use a little hook tool to kind of pull it back. So they're just simple little hook tools. You kind of pull it back so it lines up, then drill the hole, then put the cleco in, and then you can actually align it up. So have fun, like, subscribe, talk to you later, see ya.